Well, it may be an understatement to say the past few weeks have been turbulent for travel. Between multiple air scares and mass federal layoffs, there is a lot to keep up with. With us now to discuss all of this and more is CBS travel editor Peter Greenberg. Good morning, Peter. Are you traveling today or are you at home?
Today, I'm actually on my boat in Los Angeles.
Oh, that sounds lovely. All right, let's start by asking you about the plane crash in Toronto this week. All 80 people on board survived, which is amazing. The weather may be the biggest factor here, but they're still, looking into that. What do you know at this point?
Well, you have to understand that in any major crash investigation, the investigators have to rule every single thing out before they can begin to rule any one thing in, and that's what they've been doing. What they do know is that weather could have played a factor simply because of the wind gusts, the wind velocity, and the wind direction. Second of all, they have the benefit of amazing evidence here, amazing data. They've got video. They've got 80 eyewitnesses, right? Everybody survived. They also have the CVR, the cockpit voice recorder, which gives them the last 30 minutes of conversation both in and from the cockpit. And they also have the flight data recorder from the tail of the plane that's also been recovered that gives them amazing data about the performance of the plane, the engines, the wind, the speed, the altitude, and all the instruments and actual moving parts of the plane. So they're going to be able to quickly put together, when I say quickly, I'm being relative here, within the next week to 10 days, a very specific second-by-second timeline of not only what happened, but probably why. In the most recent video that we saw that came in yesterday, we saw the plane literally slam into the concrete, collapsing the right landing gear, and that's when the plane, literally the wing fell off, was sheared off. There was a small fire that started, and then the plane miraculously flipped to a level but inverted state, which really probably saved everybody. The plane did not break up. There was no real serious post-crash fire. The crash crews got out there very quickly and got foam on all the jet fuel that was pooling around the plane, and everybody got out. That is truly remarkable.
It really was. I mean, it's remarkable to see those images for sure. Let's talk government layoffs right now. The airline industry not immune. The Trump administration started firing hundreds of FAA workers as well. Now, this has been a year full of close calls and other incidents. What impact is this having, or could it have, on the airline industry and people who want to fly in general? Is this cause for alarm?
Well, it's certainly cause for concern because even if we had no aviation incidents this year, these are critical agencies, and you do not want to, they're already having staffing problems. There are 3 air traffic control centers right now in America that are operating below 85% staffing thresholds. And what that means, Dana, is I take that back, you're telling air traffic controllers they have to work mandatory overtime. That's the one job on the planet. You don't want anybody working overtime. So when you start doing across-the-board cuts at agencies like the FAA, that rings a lot of alarm bells.
Yeah, okay. Something to keep an eye on for sure. And of course, let's talk about the national parks, the federal funding freeze. Lots of parks now saying, I'm not sure we're going to be able to be fully staffed, etc. Should people who are planning, let's say, a vacation or a wedding at one of our national parks this summer be changing plans?
Well, they should certainly be concerned as well, because even before these layoffs, we had situations with national parks being either full or overcrowded. A number of parks already for this summer are basically insisting on timed entry reservations, or you can't get in. We're talking Yosemite and Yellowstone as 2 examples. You start taking back staff, now they have nobody to man it, and they're going to have to maybe shorten their hours or maybe close for 1 or 2 days.
Yeah.
So right now, there's a little bit of chaos going on in the National Park Service as they're trying to navigate through what these layoffs are going to mean.
Something also to keep an eye on. Okay, CBS travel editor Peter Greenberg, as always, thank you for being with me this morning, and we will be right back.